Right, Figurama crew, the last G.I. Joe mass unboxing in the channel. There's also a state of the channel going up today too, so hopefully you watch both of them. It addresses why I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately, but I do have figures to open, and I want to open them. I am in the process of upgrading sort of the channel a little, getting, more lights and, a second camera and all that sort of stuff. But I talk about more of that stuff in the other video. This is about G.I. Joe. This is the last mass unboxing, meaning I started doing these videos about halfway through collecting G.I. Joe's Classified. So I had a bunch of older G.I. Joe Classified figures to still open. So I've been opening them like 4 or 5 at a time just to get caught up. And this is the last group of old figures to catch up to the videos of more current figures. So for example, this is Tiger Force Bazooka, he's 54, Tiger Force Recon, 55, Python Patrol Officer, quote unquote, we'll talk about that, is 56, and then the Crimson Bat is number 60 in the series. And obviously I have unboxings and chats about newer figures after 60. So this will catch us up to, essentially the current figures coming out right now. I do have Mr. Techno Viper to still open eventually. But anyways, this is the last batch of dudes. And I normally don't get repaints. I'm not super huge into the repaints. All these guys are repaints. But the Recon and Bazooka are weird because the repaints came out before the regular. I would have rather got the regular, but I have the repaints. So whatever. I'm still glad I have them in my collection, and now I have a decent amount of Tiger Force people. I do have quite a few Python Patrol people, but I'm a little less happy with their paint jobs than the other ones, which, I've talked about in past videos. And then the bats, I love the bat figures. I love them, love them, love them. So I'm just going to look at all the packages together today. We got the art on the front, Bazooka and Recondo. Obviously window packaging, Tiger Force right there. Opposite side is more of the artwork I missed on the current packaging. Then the other side, we got their icons. Bazooka is ordnance, launcher, explosives, and anti-armor. Obviously, he's got bazookas, rockets. Recondo is pretty cool. Recondo is environmental specialist, light weapons, recon, and jungle combat. And look at that, both of them again. These are the Tiger Force variants, so these aren't based on their original releases. Bazooka's original release was 1985 in Series 4. The Tiger Force variant was actually version 2 of him, so it's just the second version of him in Series 7 in 1988. Recondo was originally from Series 3 in 1984, and the Tiger Force was Series 7 too, so the same series as Bazooka Tiger Force. That was the general Tiger Force series, is Series 7 in 1988. Recondo does have a retro carded one with his classic sort of color scheme on it. And Bazooka did get a release like this, just a regular release with his red shirt on, which is what he's known for. And then we got Python Patrol Officer, Python Patrol, obviously. And then Crimson Bat, which I believe Crimson Bat is an original creation. There was never a Crimson Bat back in the day, as far as I can tell. Now, Python Patrol Officer has a weird story because this is not really an officer. This is like the infantry. But because there's a new officer, there's a newer Python Patrol officer with the same exact name. So this guy, people think this is supposed to be the infantry, and maybe they put the wrong name on the box or something, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because when we get to his icons, you'll see leadership as part of his icons. But anyways, the figure is a super weird mix too of the regular Cobra infantry and the officer. It's a mix of both of their reuse. So it's not just straight reuse from either one of these. It's like a mix of the two. When we get the figure out, it'll make more sense, but he's actually like a mix. It's a really weird thing. I don't know exactly why they came to this conclusion, but that's what they did. But we'll see that in the details. Look at the box, the pretty art, the box. This box art is awesome. First side, there's nothing really going on here. More art. And Python Patrol Officer, like I said, is leader, light weapons, stealth, and sabotage. Bat is the same stuff as all the other bats. Environmental specialist, energy weapons, hand-to-hand combat, and siegecraft. And like I said, this is their original creation. This is based on the old Python Patrol figure, which was Series 8 in 1989. But they had the officer and the trooper in the same series, like I said. but I guess they reversed. Like, this is clearly supposed to be the trooper, but it says officer. And people are thinking maybe they did it on purpose because it's a homage to the original mess up or something like that. I don't know. If anyone has any more ideas about that, and let me know below, please. All right, Mr. Bazooka is first. All right, here he is, and he definitely fits the aesthetic of the big, beefy, brawly Bazooka man from the first figure.
See, Serpent? Give me a break, bubblegum brain.
It's okay, Bazooka. You're tired. Your imagination ran away with you.
I saw it. Really?
And the head sculpt is easily the best part about this. This is exactly what you'd think the head looks like from the old figure for sure. He was featured in the cartoon quite a lot, and he was even in the comic book quite a lot too. And he was always, you know, just the big beefy guy. He was used for comedic relief a little bit, you know. He just makes things go boom and punches things, right? And this aesthetic for the figure is so spot on. The detail on the costume is almost exactly like his Tiger Force, original Tiger Force figure. He had, you know, the white shirt instead of the red shirt. Number 14. The belt, he had the dark green pants with the orange-ish tiger stripes on it. I wish they probably could have put a couple more on here, maybe snazzed it up a little bit more. But you know, the sculpt work and everything is spot on to where I think he looks in my head for sort of a 6-inch reimagining of the old figures, right? Like it looks great. It looks great. He doesn't have an ab crunch here. I think it's because the numbers right here. Maybe they couldn't, I don't know, they didn't think the numbers would show up right. But he does have, you know, a swivel at the waist and a little bit of a ball joint up top. Not too much, but he can't get very much ab movement like the normal Joes. But he does have the classic, you know, the typical G.I. Joe articulation. Butterfly joints and, you know, double elbows, double knees. They did not match the colors here very well. You could see his elbow really stands out as a different shade of skin color than the rest of it. G.I. Joe's not very good at that. Hasbro overall is not very good at that. G.I. Joe's got the gummy weapons, the mismatched colors, and those backpacks that don't stay in very well. Those are the three things G.I. Joe needs to work on. But I really think the sculpt on his face sculpt right here really steals the show. It's so good. And again, if you know Bazooka from the show, if you're familiar with him at all, this is like exactly what a realistic one, imagining of it, would look like. I mean, it's like spot on. So Bazooka's pretty awesome. There's no surprises here. And, you know, the color scheme is the Tiger Force color scheme right here. Maybe I'll get the red one eventually if I do see it on, you know, clearance somewhere or something like that. But this Bazooka is pretty darn cool. He doesn't come with a lot of accessories, but the original figure didn't either. He had the helmet, the backpack, and a mini rocket launcher. So this one actually comes with separate rockets, but he's got all the sort of classic accessories here. So helmet on, it's almost the same shade of color as the original helmet too, which is pretty cool. And man, that is Bazooka. Like, if you know Bazooka, that's Bazooka. What else can I say with the helmet on? I dig it. I love it. And then he's got his, you know, classic backpack here. And it comes with removable rockets. And I have actually seen this before. I've shown this on video before with the Cobra Snow Serpent. But this came out before the Snow Serpent. So Snow Serpent reused stuff from Bazooka. It's not the other way around, even though if you watch my videos, which you probably haven't, to be honest, then it looks like Snow Serpent copied Bazooka, but no. So yes, the rockets are removable here. The only thing it's missing to me, I really like the sculpt work. The sculpt work is awesome. The fact that the missiles are separate are awesome, because you could put them in the rocket launcher. The only thing it's missing is some paint accents. They even could have made the rockets just a different color, just to give him a little more contrast or so. But I mean, it is what it is. The backpack is a homage to the original backpack. And let's get it in the backpack hole and just see if it chills in there for a minute. So it's in there now. Yeah, it looks good. Oh yeah. I don't know about having rockets up near your head, but you know, it's pretty cool. And it's definitely awesome that those are removable too, because he comes with his bazooka. Bazooka. And again, looked at this before. This cap does slide off like that. So you can get, you know, scenes where you put the missile inside there. Let me get one. So look, you could take a missile, put it in there. While the missile's in there, it doesn't, it closes a little bit. No, not really. But it's still a cool touch, even though you can't really like put oh, that's the wrong end. There we go. Well, actually, no, he would load it in this end, right? So you, okay, I got it backwards. Okay, I wasn't using my eyes. My eyes, what are those for? So you put the missile in the back side, and now it's all loaded up. And I think there's, yeah, it doesn't go straight through. So again, it's just for looks. It's just for posing, stuff like that. The rocket launcher is pretty cool. The original rocket launcher he came with was actually really small. It was kind of dinky looking. This one is actually a meaty. This is a rocket launcher. It does have dark green paint accents on it. So the sculpt work is great. Paint accents are great. And it really ties together the whole look of Mr. Bazooka here for sure. Getting it in his hand is a little problematic, but it does go over his shoulder just like that. And, you know, you can probably get some cool poses. It does have another handle right there if you want to, you know, two-handed or whatever. And it's pretty awesome. Like this figure is awesome. The only thing I wish is I do wish this was the regular color scheme for me personally. But figure-wise, other than that, other than me missing out just on the original version and getting this instead, this is straight up Bazooka. This is straight up bombastically awesome. Not a lot of accessories, but man, sculpt on his head. And I love that helmet. I love the accessories. He's a big ballin' boy. All right, Mr. Recondo is here. And just like Bazooka, I mean, this is just what I would expect a modern redesign of Recondo to be. This definitely matches his original Tiger Force look. The shirt was a little grayish. This one is definitely straight black. And the colors of the pants are a little muted too. But that's the same thing with all the Tiger Force ones. They're not like as bright in your face as the original figures, but he's still got the same looks. He originally had a gun holster on his chest, so he's got it here with an actual gun we can put in, just like Classified does. Same thing with the knife holder here. He had a tiny little knife on his thing, and now he's got a big old machete on the thing. And again, the face sculpt is like, again, if you know who Recondo is, if you were a Joe fan when you were younger, if you saw just this head sculpt, you know what I mean? You'd be like, that's Recondo. And that's what it is. He's got that big old caterpillar mustache right there. He is looking good. And there's a little color matching issue here too, right? The paint is definitely a different color than the plastic again. So you can definitely tell it definitely just stands out to my eye at least. He does have the ab crunch that Bazooka was missing. So the ab crunch is back with him. He's got the basic G.I. Joe articulation. This belt here also has the bottom of his shirt. So it's sort of a little skirt. But, you know, it looks like, you know, his shirt is untucked there. And it looks pretty good. The black the black up here is really shiny, and down here it's not really shiny. So it definitely looks different, but it's not as big a deal as the skin color. I can really see the skin color. But this, you know, you have to look at it a little bit too. But, you know, everything's good here. Double elbows, double knees, G.I. Joe articulation, great head sculpt right here. And he does obviously come with his signature hat. Now that's even more Recondo, just like Bazooka. When you put on that helmet, he's like, is he Bazooka? Oh, it's Bazooka. Well, is that Recondo? Oh, that's Recondo for sure. Now, a big difference in the original Tiger Force variant is the hat. The hat was really, really blue. Like it was like blue in the original Tiger Force figure. And it's definitely, doesn't doesn't want to stay on very well. I'm pretty sure it goes on. The fold is on this side, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. And yeah, it doesn't stay on all that well, but it looks great when it's on. It's definitely a little, it's not like black. It's like maybe a really dark blue or a little grayish, a little lighter black, if you could say. But the original figure was blue, like straight, like that's blue, man. So he looks really good with this hat on, and this is classic Recondo again. The original Recondo was all just tan. He was very plain. And in the comic book, he actually went through a couple different looks. He had a camo look in the comic book too, once in a while. But I know mainly on the cartoon, he was just in his tan look. But I don't know, maybe the Tiger Force, his Tiger Force look eventually popped up there. There's a rich wristwatch right there. And you know, I definitely like the styles. He's definitely a skinnier guy, right? So he's much more slender than Mr. Bazooka. But he's got the stylings. He's looking good. All right, looked at the hat already. He does have a backpack here too. It's pretty similar to his original backpack. His original backpack had another like handle up here that this one doesn't have. But other than that handle, this is basically almost looks just like the original backpack. All right, got it in there. It's looking good. It's staying in there. He's starting to style. And here's the machete he comes with. So it's not a small stabbing knife. This is obviously, you know, for jungles and things like that. He's an environmental specialist. And I'm pretty sure we've seen this knife before, but it looks pretty cool. Looks pretty awesome. And it does, it should fit right down here. Not really sure how though. It's much bigger at the end. Oh, it's got a slip. It opens up down the side so you can slip that in there just like that. So it looks great in there just like that on his hip holsters. This definitely looks way better than the original figure. The original figure was a little teeny baby knife. This is a big old honking one. And then obviously it comes with guns. So a handgun like most G.I. Joes need to come with, which will go in his chest holster. And this gun is, again, it's a takeoff of his original gun that he came with. This looks almost to be the same type of long-range rifle, I guess you could say, that he had. It does have those, you know, cloth wraps on it with some paint details on them, which, you know, make it look so much better. That small detail right there makes it look so much better. All right, gun in the holster up there. All right, and there he goes with his gun. The point is slightly bent up a little bit. Gummy weapons, remember? Gummy weapons, you know? But I mean, bam, that's definitely Recondo right there. And I actually really like this color scheme. Like the Bazooka, I would rather get the original color scheme. I actually think I like this more than the tan color scheme. It's definitely got a lot more contrast, and it looks pretty cool. I don't know. I don't want this to get me to buy more Tiger Force variants, but this looks pretty good. I dig this Recondo. All right, Cobra Officer / Trooper / don't know what he is. All right, so this is the sort of weirdness we're dealing with this, okay? So again, this is not just a repaint of the original Cobra Trooper, which is this guy right here. This is the original Cobra Trooper, not Officer, Trooper. And a lot of the upper body is the Cobra Trooper. It's actually hard to tell with this paint job right here. But the upper body is this Cobra Trooper. The legs are the Cobra Trooper. The knee pads are the Cobra Trooper. But then we switch over to the Cobra Officer. This is the Cobra Officer, and he's got the Cobra Officer's boots, the Cobra Officer's vest, and the Cobra Officer's helmet. Because if you actually look at the original helmet of the Cobra Trooper, there's no V. I hope it comes up on the camera. There's no V symbol right there, and this one is not painted. It's actually hard to see, but it does have that V there, and then the Cobra Officer has that V there painted, so it really stands out, right? So that's why there's confusion with this guy. The box says Officer, but he's colored like the original Trooper. He's not colored like the original Officer. The original Officer was the one with the black shirt. So I don't know what's going on. It is what it is. I mean, it's all just conjecture and all just people guessing and stuff like that. I'm sure someone's going to tell me I'm dead wrong in the comments below or whatever. But this says Cobra Officer, but it's in my mind, judging by looking at it, this is the Trooper. He doesn't have the thing there. and he doesn't have the rank armband, whereas the second classified Cobra Python Patrol officer has the armband, so it's definitely the officer. So, to me at least, they put the wrong name on the box. Like, that's what I'm taking it for. This is the Python Patrol Trooper, not officer. But I mean, sure, you could disagree with that, whatever. So, you know, I do like how G.I. Joe has been doing different races. So obviously in here, there's a person of color, African American, possibly, or, you know, something, a different person of color, which is good. Diversity, great. Great in the line. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I do like the color scheme here after taking him out of the package. Like, the big thing with the Python Patrol guys, to me, is I wish most of them had more of this scale pattern. And the scale pattern here really stands out, right? This is just black and dark gray. This really pops right here, especially the red collar right there, and the green with the green Cobra symbol. So I definitely like the stylings here. The original Cobra Trooper is honestly one of my top 5 figures in the line. I love this figure. I love the vest and everything. So this is definitely not going to supplant the original Cobra Trooper in my mind, but it's pretty cool. Like, I definitely like the, you know, Python Patrol stylings on this one. And I really like the his shirt there. He's got a styling shirt right there. And he does come with the same gun holster as the officer, not the trooper. So again, we're mixing up everything here, but it goes in the backpack hole. Maybe. Hold on. It goes in the backpack hole. And this came with the officer again. So obviously he's got a gun that goes in there. We'll look at it when we get to the guns, but it looks pretty cool. The original Cobra Trooper, his vest held the gun on it, which I really, really, really love. But this from the Trooper definitely looks good too. It's got really good sculpt details too. It's got the Cobra symbol sort of sculpted on there right there. If it's going to show up, it's pretty cool. He's got a lot of pockets here. A lot of pockets here for stuff. So first things first, let's just check out the simple knife right here. Obviously paint accents, black handle, silver blade, and it's going to go right there in his leg. So there's no surprises there. No, you know, weird, cool things to look at or anything. It doesn't go all the way in the holster, it looks like. It's sticking up a little bit, which is kind of weird that it doesn't go flush with that. You can see a little gap right there, but it's not. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. All right, first gun is this smaller gun right here. And I guess this is the gun that goes in his backpack holster, but it's very small. The original Cobra officer's gun that went in his backpack holster is huge. Like, it actually, you know, really fit in the holster. No, I can't do it with one hand. I can't do it with one hand. Wait, that's the same gun. Never mind. Okay, scratch that. It's the same gun. It does have an ammo clip right here. It does have a opening in the side, and I think that maybe for the ammo clip like this, because the other gun already has an ammo clip. So I don't think the ammo clip goes to that other gun. So it goes to this one right here. So let's see if it goes in the holster with the ammo clip on it. Yeah, it goes in there with the ammo clip on it, or you can take it off. He does have spots on his belt right here. And there's 3 spots, and there's not a lot of accessories. So it's probably for one of these. I guess that goes in there like that. It's curved, and it looks a little awkward, to be honest, but I don't know. I guess. Next up, he's got a gun holster right here, which is most likely this little guy right here. So he's got a little handgun too. I don't believe this is the same as either of the old Cobra Troopers, as either of the Cobra Trooper or officer, but I'm sure it's reused from something. But he does have a holster for it right there. Bam. So then, bam. This hole must be for this piece. This is a piece of the next gun. It's the scope for the top of the gun, but I guess you could take it off separately and put it in there. But we're gonna look at it on the gun. All right, and here's the gun right here. I did put the scope on there, and you can see the gun is really bent. It's not very straight. Again, G.I. Joe, Hasbro. This ammo clip does come out. It does come in the gun already. So, you know, just leave it in there. There's some paint accents here, but again, the gun is bent. The barrel's bent down. But it looks pretty cool. This is the same gun that did come with the Mr. Cobra officer right here with a different paint accent. So Cobra Officer's brown. This one's green. I don't know. And is this a thing? The scope goes on the side rather than the top. Oh man, this gun is so crooked. It's so gonna annoy me. Ugh. But the scope is on like the side, so this must be like a left-handed gun. Someone educate me. Do guns? I thought scopes went on top, you know, but it goes on it like pokes out the side. I don't know. So I guess he's left-handed. I don't know what that means. I don't know if I'm crazy. I don't know if I'm stupid, but that's what it is. So that's all his accessories. So he really doesn't come with much. He looks pretty cool. I definitely like the green on him. I like the scale pattern on him. I like that he's, you know, a different race for some diversity. His weird mishmatch of Cobra Trooper and Cobra Officer stuff just kind of messes with my brain a little bit, I guess. But I mean, again, to my mind, this is not an officer. He doesn't have the officer thing. He doesn't have the officer marking on his helmet. This is an infantry. This is a trooper. I don't know. They labeled the box wrong, I think, or something like that. And there was a mix up, or I don't know. Maybe they gonna keep saying they did it on purpose. I don't know. But that is Python Patrol Cobra Trooper. And also to me, one of the kind of weird things, I guess, about the whole Python Patrol series as a whole is half the figures are like the dark gray, light gray, red, maroon, yellow, and black color scheme. And like half the other Python Patrol guys are like this bright, almost neonish green with the yellow accents. And, you know, they have black and gray in common and stuff, but there's no green on this one at all. And a lot of them, you know what I mean? Like Trooper, Copperhead, and there's maybe one more that has this green color scheme rather than the yellow and dark gray. And so they're both Python Patrol, but they almost don't look like the same from the same troop because there's such a difference. But I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm just crazy. Let me know what you think down below. All right, Crimson Bat. There's no surprises here whatsoever. It's a straight recolor of the original figure with all of the same exact accessories. And the original Bat, Classified Bat, this is one of my favorite figures in the whole line thus far. I'm so nostalgic for it that I absolutely love it. So to have another Bat, like, nothing wrong with that. So I won't go over the body notes or anything like that. It's the same bat we've had, 3 times now. There's been the original in what? This is the second repaint, I guess, of it. The original was it was a Python Patrol repaint, and there was the Arctic Bat too. But the Arctic Bat was pretty unique. It came with the unique head and unique accessories and stuff like that. This is just a straight recolor, and I do have Mr. Crimson Guard here, and the color scheme definitely fits right in. Like, this is the group of troopers that he's fitting in with, the Crimson Guards, much like Fire Team Red and the Crimson Red, Baronets and Tomax and Zamet. So, yeah, I mean, he fits right into the color scheme. He's got, the logo on the shoulder right there, which is a nice touch. I do wish the bats did have, to me, I would have put a hologram right there as a homage, again, to the original figures. That would have looked so cool. I dropped his sword, but that's okay. But yeah, I mean, the sculpt work on the bat and everything is crazy. I love it, love it, love it. And the color scheme, he definitely fits in with Mr. Crimson Guard right here. It's got that black, the silver, the red. Ooh, it's looking good. He does come with his alternate battle damaged head, which is, again, it's the same head as the original bat that came out. So there's nothing new here other than the paint job. All right, there we go. I got it on finally. But yeah, I love the battle damage head. That's how I keep actually the original bat displayed on my computer desk, is the battle damage head. He does have 2 chest plates too. And I will show these off because these are better than the original bat, meaning that was the only thing I didn't like necessarily about the original bat is the plates were too plain. But the last couple ones, the Python Patrol one, And I think the Arctic one had a design on the chest plates. So it has a normal one and a battle damaged one. Again, same thing as the original bat, just recolored. But that looks so good right there. This color scheme, once he has that on, I think that it even looks better there with that on. Oh, the logo and everything. Chef's kiss. His backpack is actually better because it does have a paint accent on here that the original didn't have. So it definitely, it gives it a little bit more pizzazz for sure. A little more contrast, as I like to say. And it looks so good. You could actually see it when you look at him straight on. You can see it over his shoulder. So that, you know, extra bit of color right there does wonders. Does wonders, Hasbro. And then he's got all the same accessories here. So, you know, the chemical spray one, or the flamethrower, sorry, the chemical spray one. He's got his handgun, which will go in his holster on his leg. And then he's got the claw. But it's the same stuff of the original bat. They are black, which matches his, you know, arm color. Which, you know, I always talk about paint accents and being a little different, give him a little contrast. But I really do like the straight black arms on him. I think they look pretty ballin'. And yeah, I mean, I think this looks pretty ballin'. I think this looks way better than the Python Patrol one. I was not a fan of the Bat Python Patrol color scheme. A little too much maroon for me. I think this looks way better. So the original bat, I love. The Arctic bat, obviously I love. This bat, I love. The Iron Grenadier bat coming out. That looks so freaking amazing. But this is pretty cool. And he definitely does, you know, fit right in with the Crimson Guard and the other sort of red crimson colored Cobras. Like, this is another classic bat right here. This is so cool. This is a great idea. Great idea, because again, in the original series, there's no crimson bat. All right, and that's Mass G.I. Joe Classified Unboxing number 7. Can you believe it? This is the 7th one, but I'm finally caught up. It's done. So my favorite figures this time are probably all of them. I guess the Cobra Trooper is Cobra Officer is my least favorite, but I love the bat. I do like the stylings of it, but I love the characters, Recondo and Bazooka. I think they nailed sort of the personality and the looks. And I really like Recondo's color scheme more than his original color scheme. So I don't know what that means. I'm caught up to G.I. Joes. Go watch the sort of state of the channel that I have up today too, to know about what's going on and why content's been so slow now. But I do still love G.I. Joe as a series. I'm still gonna keep collecting it as much as I can. So if you like this video, you know how to let me know. You can let me know down below. It's pretty easy. It's pretty simple. So guys, gals, non-binary pals, Figurama crew, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for keeping the dream alive. And peace out.